Today, we live in a world full of conflicting ideals, opinions, and morals. With each new generation, there comes a new set of beliefs and tolerances that are both applauded and frowned upon by the past generations. But are we really all so different? Just how much do opinions change and warp with each new generation? That's what I'm here to find out. How has everything changed, opinion-wise, from the childhoods of our grandparents to the children of today? It's time to take a closer look at the old, the young, and the in-between.
Lindsay Wigner Stoller, 18.
Deborah LaBerge, 42.
Gary Costello, 69.
Sylvester Kaiser T. Hamilton, 17 years old.
My name is Leroy Haynes, and I actually turned 53 years old today.
I am Elsa Doler, and I am 74 years old.
I'm Nicholas Thompson, and I'm 17 years old.
Chad LaBerge, 42 years old.
Billy Doler, 73.
Grandparent generation. Well, I would have to say, in my opinion, they're very respectful. Well, for instance, our generation now, they just do like drugs and stuff. Back in the day, they respect. There were no drugs. There were just simply respected people. Parent generation is really cool. It kind of sucks when your parents tell you stuff when you don't want to do it, but we love them anyway, you know? But that's just my opinion. I love my grandparents, I love my parents.
Very important. The roles and everybody, but yeah, it's very important to get together and have a sense of family.
Well, I'm a grandparent, so I think that is great. You know, the parents that I think that the parents of today that are raising children, they have a harder time to explain things to them. The children of today, I think that they are more free, and that I think they need to listen to their parents more and to learn.
I think the child generation are getting more arrogant and smarter. The grandparents are like stuck in their ways, but that's good because we still need some old school around. And the parents, they kind of underestimate the younger generation.
As far as viewpoints, times have changed. We were the modern and up-and-coming kids, and now we're the modern and up-and-coming and the hip adults.
I think that now we have very well caring grandparents. I'm sure that we've always have had, but it seems to be that nowadays we seem to have to help out our children with their children, and we as grandparents really feel needed, and I enjoy doing that.
The child generation is very different than what most people would expect it. The adult generation, they have the more wisdom for a lot of stuff, and then the grandparent generation is just like, they don't really care for a lot of things, and they're really stubborn.
There's obvious differences between the generations because each generation has had its own things to go through, and that causes changes, not necessarily good or bad, one versus the other, but I guess probably the older generation doesn't necessarily take things as for granted as the youngest generation does, and then mine's somewhere probably in between.
Don't have a lot of opinions about some of it. The grandparents is quite honorable.
I have a confession, I listen to very loud music. I don't think it's good for you, but I do it anyway.
Not too loud. I like music, but I don't like it when it's blaring.
I think it would damage a person's ear.
It's cool as long as it's not too loud. I mean, if I can sing along to the lyrics and it's too loud, I'm good with that.
I love it.
I do not like loud music. I don't think it's necessary to have it. That just normal hearing would be the good.
Really depends on the music I'm listening to. If it's something like Screamo, it'll be more at a reasonable volume so I don't kill my hearing. But if it's something like where it's low tone 24/7, then yeah, the louder the better.
It was a lot more fun 20 years ago than it is today. Now it's just kind of annoying. But as long as it's not in my ears, I don't care. It's fun.
I don't think much about it. I don't like to listen to loud music.
Internet's awesome, I'll tell you that. You can look up anything and it will bring you to anything you want. But it can be bad sometimes because the internet can be dangerous.
It's good. I don't use it all the time, but it is very convenient.
I think it's a great tool.
It's awesome. It's awesome and it's a burden on society. It's the worst thing ever made, but it's so addicting.
It's cool. I mean, where would we be without it? I grew up without it, and now I can't live without it.
I like the internet. I use it not too much, but it has come in very handy when it comes to wanting to look up information.
Trolls. Just everywhere.
It's fantastic. It's really opened up a lot, I think, across society, all over the world. The connectivity potential has really changed humankind, and I think it will continue to in the future.
It's quite educational.
Body piercings, I like my ears pierced, but that's about it because I think it would hurt anywhere else. Tattoos, I'm okay with it, but not a big fan.
Against, totally. I don't think you should use your body for art. There's paper and pens, other things you can do. So I'm opposed to the rub-on tattoos.
I think it's wrong to damage a person's body, both of them.
It's sexy.
The body piercings is kind of painful and gross, and I used to have an earring, but not anymore. I let it grow in. Tattoos, when I got it, it was cool. Now it's trendy. Everybody's got it. So it's almost overblown. Too many people are getting them, and too young.
I'm not into body piercing, other than young ladies having their ears pierced. And tattooing, that is something that you really have to want to make a decision because it is forever.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting snake bites, like on these two or parts of the lip, but yeah. And then I tried to get an ear piercing one time, but that didn't work out too well.
Personally, not a fan of it. Wouldn't do either one of those. But if that's what somebody wants to do, that's their choice.
Personally, I don't care for it.
I like to read, but yet it's hard, and I really don't because I struggle with a disability called dyslexia, and that enables you not to read that well, but you can get help with that, and I've gotten help. I've learned how to read very well. I just prefer audio and following along with the book. That's just how I am. That's how I've always been ever since I was little.
I read a lot for my work, but that's, I have to. When I have time, I'd rather watch a movie than read a book.
I like reading because that gives you knowledge.
I like to read certain books, but it has to have a good story. It has to have something compelling.
I love to read. I read as often as I can. It's hard for me to read during the school year because there's so much to do around here, but I'm an avid reader.
I do like to read, and I don't read very much because I get tired, but I do like to read, although my comprehension is not very good.
I like to read if it's more anime. I mean, there are a few chapter books I'll read.
Yes, and because I like it.
I enjoy reading, so I can learn what other people have to say.
When you're playing around with your friends and you're not like trying to curse someone out, it can be okay, but really deep inside you know it's not, but you do it anyway. I also think that it's a disrespect for if you say it in front of your parents or if you say it anywhere else where the elderly can hear. I think it's disrespectful and not very good.
I don't think you should, especially when you have kids, and even if you don't have kids, you're always around someone who has kids, so I think you shouldn't use them.
You should not use them at all, because if you are cursing at somebody, I think you're damaging and hurting their feelings.
Only when it's like appropriate, or if you're a comedian, then yeah, you can use them all the time. As long as you're
I say them every once in a while. They're a slip of the tongue. If it's part of your everyday language, it's obviously wrong. You know, like you're gonna call someone, hey, mofo. You know, it's just not right.
Definitely, I do not like for young people to use it, or even to hear parents using it, because the children will hear it and they will use it.
The more the merrier.
Don't. I don't like it. Yeah.
You shouldn't use them.
Technology today is amazing. Have you seen the new iPad? Oh my gosh, you can have Siri. You can talk something in and it will type it for you. You can say, Siri, where is this location? And it will show you. It's amazing.
I think it's good, but I think you have to step away from it and get away from the computer. I think the kids that are going up and staring at the computer for hours and hours, it's not good. So I think you need to limit access. And especially what they watch. Or I mean what they, Google.
I think it's very interesting in what they have come up with, and I look forward to the future.
We're getting lazier and weirder, because now we can like talk to our iPhones as if we don't have friends.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's like, boy, they're talking about the average college student now has 5 devices that he could use to access technology, where really you only need one. But, I mean, you can have a group of kids here or a group of people sitting around and they're all texting each other. It's just too much.
I am for the new technology, any technology that we have now. I think it's good for the old and the young.
We really depend on it, depending on the thing. It's like if it's medical or military, that's something that they need. Whether it's something simple as I can't even describe that. It's just, to sum it up, really, we depend on it.
It's great. I think it has changed a lot and will continue to change things in the future.
That is quite helpful in many ways.
Well, I guess when you're younger, you don't want to do anything. You just want to lay around the house and watch TV and eat popcorn. But as you get older, work can be a good thing because it can teach you responsibility and how to take care of stuff, and when you get paid, how to handle money. And also great experience for the future.
No, I think I love what I do, so I think it's great. I like to work and get paid for what I do, and it allows you to do, you have living costs, and you get to, spend some money on vacations.
I love work. I love doing things and hard work.
I guess it's cool as long as people don't tell me how to do my own chores.
I love my job.
I think everybody should work. Everybody should have something to do. That is the way of living.
I'm willing to work.
It can be a great thing if the right person finds the right job. It can be a wonderful thing. Other than that, most people do it because they have to. And I've had both jobs. So.
Well, if you don't work, you don't eat. That's what the Bible says.
Yes and no, but it's dangerous, but it can be fun. But that's just my opinion.
Yes, I do. I think they assert aggression. I do believe that.
Yes, I do think it does have, because they think that a lot of video games, the teenagers and young adolescents today see that and they think it's all right, that they see no harm in it and what they're doing to another human being.
No, they don't. It's all video games. Everyone knows fake.
A lot of them, they say those are actually military training type devices, and so that's where we get a lot of our fighter pilots and a lot of our sharpshooters trained and in the military. So as far as real violence, if someone's going to be a violent person, it's in their nature. A video game is not going to cause that to happen.
Yes, I think they do. I wish that they didn't happen.
It really varies on the age because the younger, the more impressionable, obviously. And then it just goes into a whole set of things like, is there anything wrong with the kid? Or are they just, like, is everything clear?
Yes, some. Not for most, but I think that if some children are susceptible to violence, anything, whether it's a video game or a television show, can potentially push them over the edge.
Somewhat, yes.
What would I do with $1 million? First, I would give some to some charities. Then, I would save some for a college education and give some to my family.
Invest it. Invest it and try and live off it as best as you can. I'd still be working, but at least it'd be nice to have that big time safety net.
$1 million, I would put some aside for my grandson and for my family. I would pay off bills and everything like that, and I would invest the rest.
I think I'll give half of it to my mom, some of it on me, and the rest to charity.
Retire. No, that's not enough to retire these days, but I'd probably invest it, pay off some loans, and just keep on doing like I'm doing.
I would not go crazy and spend it. I would invest it and probably share with family that needs it.
I honestly have no clue.
Spend some of it, give some of it away, and invest the rest of it and try to make even more money.
Probably go wild.
I think different parents have different personalities and different perspectives for their children. I think it's good to be strict, but it's good to be supportive and happy to their children. Otherwise, I think it's good. I think it's great.
I think they're too lenient.
I think they're too lenient. That too many parents today would do anything to just let their children run wild and not, especially in the teenage years when they're growing up, is to monitor them and know where they are.
I think they're a little too strict.
From the kids that go to school here, they're terrific. Okay, I've worked in other schools where they can really use some serious parenting, and unfortunately, that's not an option for them. So, but here in this community, I think we have some awesome parents. It's obvious because we have some awesome students, just like you, Gary.
I think they're too lenient.
Just find the way they are.
Depends on the parent. Hard to categorize it, but if I had to, I'd say too lenient.
Too lenient in most cases.
I think they're very necessary because if you stay late at night, that's when, if you're walking the street late at night, that's when you can get mugged. That's when danger happens. That's when, like my mom would say, that's when the bar opens and drunk people come out. It's good to have a curfew because it keeps you safe and you get you home on time. And if you stay really late at night, it's not good.
Yes.
Yes, I do believe it necessary for, especially this day and time. The way this the economy is now and the dangers that's out in the street that the younger people do not realize. That the later they stay on, that's when most of the accidents and murders take place.
No, not really. I mean, when you're 17, I think there's no need for a curfew because you know where everything is, you know what time you have to be. It's only needed when you're like maybe at least 15.
Yes. If boy, my parents didn't put one on me, and I know I paid for it. And I know I've got some people in here that could probably need to be under curfew, like my little butterfly over there.
Yes, especially for the young people.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm a girl, and I don't think uniforms are necessary at all. They should wear whatever you want, whenever you want. Of course, there should be a dress code, so just no uniforms, trust me, I hate them.
Yes, probably is better if they have uniforms. For the peer pressure and stuff like that when they get older, it probably is.
No, I do not think they need uniforms.
No, not really. Because over the years, all I know is that uniforms have made students angry and hate each other and hate everything and make them skip school.
It depends on the neighborhood. We don't need it here. I've worked in other schools where we did wear uniforms, and I even joined the student body, and I wore a uniform too. And it's just because the kids don't know how to dress appropriately. The gangbangers, you know who they are.
No, I don't think it's necessary for them to have.
No.
Depends on the school. No, I don't think that they're necessary.
No.
I think it's okay, but there can be improvements, like drunk driving, texting while driving, and I hate to say this, the president, I'm sorry, that's my opinion. I'm not trying to put anybody in. That's pretty much my end of that.
I think we have a lot going on, so definitely needs to be more peaceful. Let's just say that.
I think the world today is a dangerous place in regards to the other countries. That all the fighting and everything involved now in the other countries, and it is not a safe place.
It's kind of horrible. We're still going to wars and all that. It's getting worse every year.
It's a mess. It's a world at war. But that's the way we've always been brought up. This is a time when many nations don't care for Americans, and that kind of bothers me. It bothers me what's going on in Mexico. I have a lot of family down there, and they really need to be at peace, but they're not.
I think things could be better in many ways, but only time will tell.
Could be better, I'll say that.
Not as bad as it used to be.
Oh, it's in a bad state of being, really.
They all are unique. The grandparent generation was just simple life without all this technology, just sitting on the porch listening to the radio. Parent generation, it was okay. I personally think it was, it was okay. Our generation's awesome because we have all this technology and to help us succeed and to, have fun.
So I'd probably say parents right now.
The grandparent generation. The main reason of that because we thought more of values. The parents' generation, they're more freeloaders, and then the children, that they are still growing up and they have not had a chance to do their own opinion of how things are done.
That's hard. I'm gonna say I don't think all of them, because I think they're all equal in their own ways, but they're all cool in their own ways. Because the grandparents, they know things no one else knows. They know a lot of history. The parents, because they've been around the block and help. And the young generation, because they're fun to hang with, and they make you feel young even though you're like 30.
You can't really compare them. They're all so different. I mean, the grandparent generation, it was the turn of the 20th century. My parent generation, they were barely cars and planes. This generation's technology and the younger generation, they're our future. So that's not really something to compare. It's just something to support and respect each one for their group.
The grandparent generation.
Parent.
They're all fine. They're all good in their own ways. It's an apples and orange comparison.
Parents' generation.
It's apparent that each new generation brings across its own set of pros and cons. The generations have grown worse and have yet improved greatly throughout time. With each new generation taking a few steps forward and a few steps back, Where will the morals, ideals, and opinions stand 100 years from now, or even 1,000 years from now? We can only guess and hypothesize. For now, let us all, elders, adults, and teens and children, try to live our lives and make sure that our future generations take a few more steps forward than backwards.